Alright, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for sharing and viewing my last YouTube video. It really meant a lot to me by being my first one. Didn't really know what to expect, but yeah, man, you guys really enjoyed it, so that makes me happy. And before I actually dive into this video, I just want you guys to stop what you're doing, click the link in the description, head over to Webull, sign up and get you 2 free stocks valued at about $1,800. Yes, I do get a free stock out of this. Help me help you. Now that we have that out the way, let's kind of get into what this video is going to be about. Social media, specifically Instagram, Twitter. I'm always talking about the success I've had with my money, the great investments I've made, just pretty much all the good things that I've had with money. I never really talk about the mistakes I made or anything like that. So with this video, that's what I'm going to be doing. As if you watched the video previously, or my first video, I told you guys that I landed a 6-figure job before I even graduated college. So it's like, I get all this money before I even graduate college. Like, what do I do with it? And to take a note, I've never really been bad with money, but I don't necessarily come from money. So I never really had money to just manage, if that makes sense. But yeah, so let's actually just kind of dive into it. The first mistake I made, which is really quite dumb. So if everyone's aware of college, how college style living is, some colleges have this thing what they call student living. And in student living, you usually have roommates. At the time, I think I had 3 other roommates, so it's like 4 of us to a house. So, and I was paying about $680 a month for rent. Super cheap. Everyone I lived with, I knew it was all cool. So, it was really no incentives for me moving besides me, I guess, having my own personal space, but whatever. That was just pretty much an excuse. So, but I always had this dream, I always had this goal of me living downtown. Like, as soon as I moved out here to Dallas, I was like, I'm going to give me a high-rise apartment. I'm going to move to Dallas as soon as I'm able to afford it. And so I had just signed my lease for the student housing. So remember, I got this job in August, and I had just re-signed this lease for this job, and for this apartment in May. So those leases are from like August to like June or whatever the case may be. So as soon as I got my job, I don't even think I started working yet. Like, I didn't even start working yet. I had money saved up and stuff like that from my previous internships. So I had money, put away. So I hadn't even started this job yet. And I'm like, I'm going to go find me a high-rise apartment in downtown Dallas. Apartments out here usually range from around $1,800 plus. It really just depends if you find you a good deal. So I found the apartment, paying $1,650 or $1,625 a month. And remember, my apartment previously when I was staying in student living is like $680 a month. So off top, I'm already making dumb decisions. I increased my living expenses $1,000 per month. So that's $12,000 already I could have saved. And not to mention this. So with me having to break that lease, I didn't break the lease. I got somebody to move in and take over the lease for me. And so in order for me to do that, I ended up having to pay like 1 month's rent for them. And I had to pay like a couple of electricity bills and whatever the case may be that. So I had to pay like 2 rents for the first month. And that was just so stupid. Like, I should have just honestly just stayed there and saved my money. It's not like I didn't get along with anyone. All of us was friends. All of us hung out. All of us cool. But, me being eager and anxious, I wanted to hurry up and get into that lifestyle that I so badly wanted. And yeah, it was just extremely stupid. So that's the first mistake I made. Don't be too in a rush to get into to do stuff like that. If you have your roommates, y'all cool, nothing's going on, you get your job, just stay there. And that can go with your parents. Don't be in a rush to leave out, because personally, if I had the mindset I had now, I would have definitely stayed there and saved my money. That's $12,000 I could have saved. So that was the first mistake. The second mistake was my dumb behind went and bought a brand new BMW. So, and let me give you perspective. At the time, I had a Challenger, and it was about $4,000 for being paid off, and I traded it in to get a car note. So, off top, like, that was just extremely stupid. Like, I traded in a car that was almost paid off for a car, for a BMW at that. And BMWs are very, very expensive if they break up, anything mess up like that. So I don't know. That was just extremely dumb on my part. Like, it was just, I didn't think about it. Like, I really did like that car. I really did want that car. And it wasn't me putting myself in a bind or anything like that, but just the whole topic and the whole reason of why would you trade in a car that you almost done paying off for like a $40,000, well, it was $35,000, but for a $35,000 car and the negative equity rolled into it, and I ended up having to pay the difference out of pocket. So that was just stupid on that part. So now my insurance goes up, my car payment goes up, and yeah, so that's an additional money that I could have saved, and I did that. Probably not even a year. I didn't even have the job a year at the time, and I did that. I made that dumb mistake. Another mistake I made was partying and drinking. Just buying stuff to buy stuff. And yeah, just really spending money because I knew I was going to make it back. I stay in the city. It's a real fast life. You go to the bars. Everyone buys drink. You doing like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is in Dallas. Like, everyone buys drinks. Everybody do that. And I was always kind of that type of person. If I'm at a bar and thing like that, I'm going to buy drinks. And at this time, I was going out all the time, like Thursday through Sunday or Wednesday through, like, whatever the case was, I was going out. And each time I was going out, I was spending $200 to $300 buying shots, maybe even $400 or $500 sometimes, which was really stupid. I wake up in the morning like, dude, what? Like, what are you doing? Why are you spending this much money on all this stuff? But I just had the whole ideology or the mindset of like, well, I get paid every 2 weeks. I know I'm going to make it back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting these huge checks. I'm doing all, you know what I mean? I'm making all of this money. I'm going to make it back. So why trip about it? I'm young. Enjoy my money now. I wasn't really thinking long term. I wasn't thinking that. Well, I've always thought long term, but I always had the mindset of, I'm going to make this money back. I know it's coming back. Why not spend it? I still save my money. I still put a little bit of money in the savings. I still put money here, still invested it. But I didn't really just really invest wisely or invest as much money as I should. Like, with my monthly income, I was bringing in 10. Hold up, let me divide this because I know this. My math is a little off. So yeah, I was bringing in like $9,000 a month before taxes. So before taxes, that's probably like $5,000 or $6,000 a month. I don't know. I have to do that again. But yeah, so I'm bringing in $5,000 $6,000 a month as a 21-year-old kid with no responsibility. I have no family. Like, literally, my only bills and my only quote unquote responsibility is paying my rent and paying my car note. So I felt like I can screw off with some of this money, and that was like really dumb of me. Like, now I'm sitting here thinking, so off back, if I would have saved that money for even moving, I would have saved about $12,000. I already saved, as soon as I get there, I would have saved $12,000. And me, I'm really like into the stock market, so who knows what that $12,000 could have potentially been over the past year. So that's going. I could have paid off my car. Exactly. Here go a prime example. I could have took $4,000 from that $12,000 and paid off my Challenger and no car note now. Boom. But no, I want to be a dummy. I want to go get a BMW because I feel like that was the cool thing to do. And it wasn't. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. It was a dumb thing to do. But I liked the car, so I got it. But yeah, it's just, you know, for people that's like starting to get your jobs, starting to get your full-time jobs and things like that, don't be so quick to like just kind of spend. I understand, you know, coming from college, we're broke. We're eating noodle packs. We're starving. We eating McDonald's. All of that. You know, we broke. And you finally get a job, and you like, I can start spending a little money. I can do this. I can do that. But I mean, we've already conditioned ourselves. We've already trained ourselves, or not necessarily trained ourselves. We're used to being broke. Like, keep that same mentality for the first year that you get your job. Like, keep your expenses the same. Keep, you know, no point of like just kind of updating or upgrading everything. Like, you didn't have it before, so what's the rush to do it now? Like, literally, just save your money. Save your money for that year. You know, after that year, if you want to kind of start splurging on yourself, start treating yourself nicely, or treating yourself to steak dinners, or whatever, however you want to spend your money, you do it. But I just feel like as college students, or you know, like us coming from like having $0 to making these nice salaries, you know, I feel like we should just, you know, save that money. And you know, those are some of the mistakes I did make. And you know, hopefully with you guys watching this video, I hope you don't make those same mistakes. Or if you are making those mistakes, I hope you quickly change it to where you don't make other mistakes, or make even dumber mistakes than I made. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to do with that video, or with this video. So yeah, I'm going to end it off that, and we're all good. We're done.